Hi, my name is Samara Mahindra and I am the founder of the Carer program. For those of you who don't know what the Carer program is, it is a holistic cancer recovery program. We provide holistic therapies for cancer patients who are going through treatment as well as post-treatment. The reason I'm doing this video today is because we work and counsel hundreds of patients and family members, and we find ourselves explaining to them what actually cancer even is. A lot of the patients don't even know what this word means and what's going on and happening with their bodies. In fact, majority of us don't. Cancer is such a highly stigmatized word and there's so much fear associated with it. But if you were to really understand what cancer is all about, then you wouldn't have that much fear that is associated with it. So just to explain to you really quickly in very basic terms that I tell my patients and caregivers, every time I speak with them, is that we all have cancer cells in our bodies. It's a very common thing. We have millions and billions and trillions of cells that are multiplying and dividing on a regular basis. And in that process, it's very common for certain cells to become default or become rogue. And what happens is our immune system picks up on these default cells and destroys it almost immediately. What happens with cancer patients is that their immune system is unable to pick up these default cells. So one default cell multiplies or doubles on an average of every 90 days or so. And it keeps doubling every 90 days. From one cell grows into a cluster of, say, about 1 billion cells. And that's when medicine today can actually detect it. And that's stage 1. So this means 2 things. One is that the cancer has been in your system for a long period of time, 5, 8, 10 years at least, for it to double, actually grow from one actual cell to a cluster of 1 billion. What it also shows, point number 2, is that something has kept your immune system suppressed for such a long period of time that it was unable to pick up on these rogue cells and destroy it. So what you need to understand is that while cancer cells exist in everyone's systems, it is the immune system which is the differentiating factor that really contributes on whether it's going to grow into a tumor or a lump or a nodule or become malignant. And so when we work with patients and we try to understand why their immunity was suppressed for such a long period of time. So while we are all very afraid of cancer and while this word is so stigmatized, you need to understand why the cancer happened in the first place, what has related to the fact that 1, 2, and 1 billion cells eventually was not detected by the immune system and not destroyed by the immune system. So I hope this was kind of useful and simple and made you realize that cancer is not the scariest thing in the world, and it's very treatable with the right medical intervention and, of course, holistic therapies. Thanks.